All right, tell us what we're doing, Josh.
Right now I'm finishing putting in the spark plugs. Got the engine cranking over. And what else do we do? Oh, okay. Let's see. I'll explain in just a second. Get this last one in. And then we can start putting the plug wires on. So basically, I use the jumper wire. I've had it for a while. It's got a plug on the end that goes into an HEI distributor, and then I use the smaller little plug, terminal, whatever you want to call it, and you run it into the TBI distributor, so you don't have to cut anything, strip anything. Basically, when you convert it back over, just unplug it and plug it into the new distributor. So what else do we do? Ran the fuel line from the main line. We will go back and put a
Return.
what is it?
The return line.
No, we're going to leave that blocked off.
You just gonna block it off?
Oh, a fuel pressure regulator.
Yep.
So just kind of control how much fuel the carburetor is getting. Where'd that?
This is just to get it running.
Where'd the ratchet? You got that ratchet? Good. We're almost ready though.
There you go, boss.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and the clutch sensor stuff.
Oh, I just had to make sure the clutch switch was working. These newer style has a safety automatic. It's a neutral, park neutral safety switch. Basically makes it to where you can't start the vehicle while it's in gear. And the clutch sensor, you have to have the clutch pushed in order for it to send power to the starter. So I thought I was not getting power, and then realized you have to have the clutch pushed in. So simple mistake. Got it.
All right, YouTube. We are going to try to start this with a bottle of gas and see if we have it timed right.
Yeah. Make sure you hold the clutch in.
You got a chair or anything, or are you just gonna try to reach across with it?
I'm just gonna reach across.
Be careful with
You're
this.
good. When I tell you to hit it, I'm gonna fill the bowl, okay? And then you don't have no throttle on the pedal because we don't have a bracket yet, but I've got one on another engine somewhere. Oh.
Careful, boss.
Okay. Go ahead. Yep. Scared myself. I don't have a return spring on that throttle. It fired right up though. It sounded better when I had the headers on it. Yep. Sweet. Well, now we just need to figure out why we're not getting fuel from the fuel pump. It runs though, so that's good. So now we just need to figure out fuel pump.
There. First freaking turn, and it started up.
All right, so
We're on to something. We're going places.
I need to take my test light, see if we're getting power to the fuel pump,
See?
and then maybe cycle this old fuel out into something if there's any fuel at all, and then we'll put the new fuel in and see if we can't get it to run on its own. After that, hook up the power steering line, tighten up the alternator. So that's good. But all this, you know, throttle body wiring here will be
You got rubber gasket?
wired up, zip tied out of the way for now. I do, I've got a gasket. I think it's over there on them other valve covers. But we're gonna zip tie all this stuff up out of the way until we convert it back over. And I think we need to put brake fluid in it, bleed the brakes, bleed the clutch, because the clutch is going all the way to the floor. And I have another radiator. We'll put another radiator on it. Upper fan shroud.
Your Saturday.
What else do we need? I think that's it, really.
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
Thanks, sir.
Just so it has something to cover it.
No, you're good. I think that actually came off that. Where did I get that one from? Is that one? No.
All right.
All right.
So what you want to do now? You gonna get underneath? You want to fire it back up one more time?
I think we're out of fuel, but give me some more fuel. We'll fire it up one more time so you can hear it. We need to get a throttle cable bracket. Zip tie these wires up.
Small block Chevrolet likes to drink.
Oh, radiator hoses, thermostat housing. I don't know what that is, but we'll have to put a plug in it. Oh. Bloopers. Please don't start it. Oh, that would suck. All right, one sec. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. Yep. Sweet. I kicked it up. Yeah,
Oh,
I was handling the throttle. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It died out though, but
There we go, guys. Literally, I mean,
that's first try.
rewired everything. First freaking keystroke.
Just hooked the wires up, ran everything. Now let me remind everybody, this was a running engine. Blue oil everywhere. We found that out the first time. Put it in the truck, so yeah, we're pretty much ready to go. Just need to figure out fuel pump real quick, and
then it's just the clutch.
yeah, then we can actually move it. I mean, of course, radiator and stuff. So
A few small things, but we got started tonight. That's the most. I mean, that's the biggest accomplishment here so
yeah,
far.
I'm happy with it. So it's took an extra day or so. We've been busy here around the shop, so.
Josh, tell me what you're doing.
I'm just running down the fuel pump wire, the power wire to the sending unit to see. I think it's grounding out, so it's not working. So we're just trying to run everything down and make sure. They've got all kinds of wires underneath here. And looks like speaker wire and all kinds of stuff.
So just trying to figure out fuel pump.
Yeah, mainly. But my hand is too
Fat?
fat to get in here. But either way, I'm pretty sure I found it.
I mean, if we do gotta drop this tank, it's pretty accessible.
I know my 96 is a gray wire. It's a little different because it's got the fuse panel up underneath the hood. This one, it's an 89. So, and we're also trying to figure out this dually. It's registered on the VIN as a 2500 3/4 ton. So we're trying to figure out why it's not a 1 ton or if it was converted. So
Another mystery to solve.
yeah, that's another. Yeah, I just want to know. I mean, it ain't that big of a deal, but I do want to know.
So that's where we're at.
Yep, that's where we're at. So we'll cut back here in a few minutes whenever we figure this out. So,
All right, guys, I'm gonna have Josh better explain to you all the electrical stuff and what's going on with the truck and what he's done off camera.
basically, the fuel pump wire is being grounded. That's all we know. So I haven't been able to track it down completely. I'm going to do a little research and figure a couple more things out. But I just snipped the fuel pump wire coming up towards the cab, and I wired it in, tapped it into a 12-volt key power. So when you turn the key, it's coming on. Until I can figure it out, that'll get it running. So it's supplying fuel, we're running. Put the manifolds on today, got everything wired up, made sure the clutch switch was working. What else did we do? Made sure oil and everything was in it.
Yeah, make sure there's oil in it, and then also off camera, Josh had to switch out starters.
Oh yeah, I did have to switch out starters and fight with that for a little bit because the starter I got with the truck did not fit for some reason. It wouldn't line up the bolt holes. So luckily I had one laying around in the shop, swapped it over, fires right up. So I'm trying to think what else. We'll find the ground situation, get that wired back up like it's supposed to. Fuel pressure regulator, so we won't flood the engine out. I do need to finish the wiring up the alternator so the battery stays charged.
And then we also got to figure out the rear end.
Yeah, which I seen on that one, they've cut the e-brake.
So the e-brake
For
may
some
be
reason,
engaged.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll take the rear wheels off and see, check everything, brakes, you know.
Yes.
Also, there's I don't know if it's a brake line or a fuel line. I'm assuming it's a brake line that's been pinched off with some vice grip. So
Once we
we'll
get
figure that out and
So right now we
fix
got
that.
the rear end. We got, what is it, the master cylinder.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fill that and bleed the brakes and the clutch pedal. That'll be another video because it's late. Sorry guys, we work all the time. It's the only time we get to work on the trucks, pretty much in the evening after all of my jobs are being worked on during the day.
So pretty much between about 8 p.m., 7 p.m. to about midnight.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes is whenever we get to work on Josh's stuff.
Yeah. So
But this truck is, I mean, it's on the home stretch. In 3 videos, we've almost got it, you know, being able to drive it on its own power.
we've really not worked that long either. I mean, a
No,
few hours really. So
We've
nothing
probably got
major
5
so
hours
far.
into it.
Probably not even that much.
Yeah. I mean,
I do need to clean everything up, and after we figure out, well, I want to bleed that probably next video and stuff, the way we can see if it's going to move. I mean, you've seen it move whenever we hauled the truck. It finally broke loose, and then it kind of done its thing again and locked up, but might be able to break it loose. What do you want to do next video? What do you think? What do you think next step is? I want to get it moving on its own power. I mean, it's running, but I do need to make sure.
I mean, rear end.
Rear end. Well, I mean, I want to make sure the training's going to pull first, really, and then move back to the rear end. I mean, this was the main part. It runs off the key, which is good. So
We're
mark
close.
that off the list. Yeah.
There's still some big jobs.
Couple more nights.
There's probably about 2 or 3 more big videos before we can get it putting on its own.
Yeah.
Get
so
moved out of the way.
bear with us, like I said. Don't get to work a lot. Watch yourself, baby. Don't get to work on it a lot, just here and there. So try to keep pushing videos out for everybody that's interested.
We may have a story time video or an upholstery video coming up next.
I've got
'Cause
a lot.
we got footage and stuff on other stuff that we need to piece together and get it to y'all.
Oh, power steering belt. Hook my power steering lines up. That way we can
Have power steering.
turn easy.
Yes. All
Other
right,
than
guys.
that, I think we're good. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank y'all.
Please like and subscribe.